What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish and Nichols YouTube channel. Before we get to Brad and Max's interview, it is a duo interview. I have to show the deck list off before. Here is Brad's list that he used to top 8. Yeah, top 8. Texas State. Sorry, I drew a blank there. So we see it's a Primal Groudon, Landorus, Masquerain deck. So we've been on Primal Groudon before. It does 100 damage. If there's a Tatum card play, it does 100 more. And of course plays Landorus for Shadow Power to kind of power up Groudon that way. But the interesting thing is he does play Masquerain. I didn't ask him which Surge Kit he played, but there's 2 Surge Kits. I imagine he plays this one just in case if he needs to Stampede for the energy, maybe. But there's Masquerain is kind of the cool thing here. It has Tool Reversal as option, like during your turn before you attack, you may put a Pokemon tool card to one of your attach one of your Pokemon into your hand. So this way you can kind of just pick up tools over and over again and then lay it down any way you want to. And as you see here, he plays 2 Floatstone, 2 Focus Sash, 2 Groudon Spirit Links, and 1 Heart Charm. Oh, and 1 Muscle Man, sorry. So you can see he plays, what, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 tools in total, which is cool because you can move around any way you want to. Of course, he does play Focus Sash, which is a pretty cool card. If a fighting Pokemon be knocked out from damage from an attack, instead of being knocked out, it has 10 HP left, and you hit the discard the Focus Sash. Some cool things, he plays 4 Scorched Earth, which if you discard a fighting card, you can draw 2, which kind of combos well with Landorus, because if you Scorched Earth, put a fighting in the discard. You can use Shadow Power to put it back onto a Groudon. It plays 2 Silent Live, which each basic Pokemon to play in each player's hand in or discard pile has no abilities. I forgot about it. I don't think I asked Brad about that. I'm sorry about that. But it's mostly, I think it's used for, I mean, obviously Pokemon no abilities. So like VG maybe, but VG's even in a bad matchup. Maybe like Execute, Ditto, stuff like that. Basically Pokemon with basic abilities. Also, it's good just to discard with Scorched Earth. I mean, yeah, with Scorched Earth to do. I mean, Gaia Volcano Solar. So you can Gaia Volcano for 200. He does play 6 total, so you can Gaia Volcanoes every turn. Besides that, he does play the Scramble Switch, so that way he can Scramble Switch into a new Primal Groudon. If a Focus Sash gets popped off, you can just Scramble Switch to a new one and put a Focus Sash on it. So it's pretty cool. And besides that, deck seems pretty much clear. I don't think there's anything else to really point at. And hopefully you like the interview with Brad and Max. Alright, so we just looked at Brad's deck list, and now this is actually Max's deck list that he used to win Texas State. As you see, it's an Yveltal, Darkrai, Toad, Keldeo deck. There's nothing too crazy in this list besides 2 Headringer, which he goes over in the interview. We talk about Trump card a little bit because both him and Brad play it, so I ask him how good of a card it is. He plays 3 Energy Switch, which is pretty cool because out of nowhere you can like have a big Yveltal. Like if you have an Yveltal with 1 energy, you can like double Energy Switch, attach a DCE, and that way you're doing a lot of damage with Eva Ball. Besides that, the deck is pretty straightforward. I guess the 3 Toads kind of crazy, but a lot of people are bumping up the 3 Toads to kind of help in your Night March and your Flareon matchup. Alright, let's see the interview. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish and Nichols YouTube channel. We're doing another State's question and answer video with
Brad Curcio
and Max Armitage.
Alright. And where are y'all from?
Houston, Texas.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm guessing y'all played in Texas this past weekend?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Alright, so how'd y'all end up doing?
I top 8'd.
And I won the tournament.
Oh, sweet. Alright, so how'd y'all do in Swiss?
We both actually did the exact same. I went 6-1-2 day 1, and then went 2-0-3 day 2, finished 8-1-5.
Yep. And we got to ID twice with each other.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Alright, so do y'all want to talk about y'all's Swiss rounds real quick?
Yeah, my Swiss rounds were honestly really crazy. I played Groudon in anticipation of everybody in the world playing Toad. And I only got to play against 1 during Swiss. I dominated him, but then I played against 4 decks that played Leafeon in it. Because I started off with no experience playing the deck. I played 1 test hand the night before against Toad, destroyed it, and I was like, cool, this works. And in round 1, I played against Camerupt Leafeon, which are both able to one-shot me. So I was just confused, but it helped me learn the deck quickly. Well, sort of quickly. I ended up tying, but in the next round, I play against Empoleon Leafeon. So I just continued to play against like weird jank all day, because round 3 I played against Metacham. But it helped me. I had to learn how to play the deck pretty decently, pretty quickly in order to beat those matchups. And then when I finally did get to play against, Yveltals and stuff like that, it made it a lot easier.
Alright, for me, I started off the day against an Executor deck, which I only beat because my opponent Lysander's trump carded his hand into his deck. So that was interesting.
Would you have lost if he didn't do that?
I was in a really bad position had he not done that.
Alright.
And then I didn't play against that many good decks going until I played Brad, which I tied. We ID'd. And then another interesting deck I played was a Butterfree Miltank deck, which he got a Butterfree out turn 1 and just started trading really well with the Miltank, so that was really hard to beat as well. And then day 2, I played John, and I beat him, John Kettler.
Okay.
Then I tied a bunch of I also tied Andy Gray day 1, and I ended up playing him in top 8.
Okay.
Just regular Swiss, not that bad.
Okay, now you said you played against Kettler. Wasn't he playing Groudon?
Yeah, he was playing the Groudon deck, and game 1 he didn't draw very well against me, and then game 2, 2 of his Groudons were prized.
And I'm pretty sure he only plays 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so Brad, how did you end? Like, how was your top 8 match?
It was actually really close. Game 1, he kind of just destroyed me. Game 2, I destroyed him. Game 2, I drew pretty badly. Game 2, he drew mediocre at best. Like, there was even one point where my Groudon stayed asleep for 8 turns in a row or some crazy thing like that, but it didn't even make a difference because as soon as I woke up, I would just win the game. And then game 3, I'm in a really good position to win. I have a Groudon fully set up and ready to go, and he has to either put me to sleep or one-shot me in order to have a chance to come back. And he attaches an energy to his Malamar. Oh yeah, I'm playing against Toad Malamar.
Okay.
So that's kind of important.
Toad Malamar or Matisse.
Yeah,
Okay,
Toad
yeah.
Malamar.
I was like, how was he asleep?
Yeah. So that's actually kind of important. But
Okay.
yeah, so he attaches an energy to Malamar, puts me to sleep, and he has 5 energy on his Malamar. And it's like, so he brings it up, announces Maximar getting ready to one-shot me, flips the first 2 coins, both heads, flips the next 2, both heads. So he one-shots my Malamar with 4 out of 5 heads. Or he one-shots my Primal Groudon with 4 out of 5 heads. He still needed 2 more prizes, but right after that I just scooped and, well, yeah, because there was nothing I could do about that.
You just kind of cried there.
Yeah, because I've been item locked every turn since, so I wasn't able to like put a focus sash on my Groudon just in case that happened.
Okay.
But man, it was streamed too, so I'll get to rewatch that over and over.
All right, Max, how was your top 8, top 4, and finals game?
My top cut matches went pretty well for me in general. Against Andy, I was playing against Donphan with some walls that I didn't really have much trouble against, so I was just able to set my stuff up without much trouble and KO his Donphans with Lysanders. And then in top 4, I played against Longbui, who was playing a Rizian Genesect Mew Seismitoad deck, which was really interesting. But he didn't really end up drawing very well. With the first game, he got like a turn 3 Emerald Slash or something horrible. And he should get a turn 1 most of the time with the Mew.
Yeah.
But turn 3 was pretty bad. And then the next game, he didn't. I think he managed to get a turn 2 Emerald Slash, but it was onto another Mew, which was no good at all. And so I just steamrolled him there as well.
And you opened Jirachi too, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I started off the second game just knocking out a Jirachi with a Burbank Laser and Oblivion Wing. And then going into the finals, I was playing against Brandon Cantu, who was playing the Seismitoad Malamar Fairies deck. And I'd been playing them a lot the week before the tournament with Garbodor, but I knew it was a lot easier with the Keldeo because I had Keldeo, and then I had more Baby Yveltals, so that just instantly helps the Seismitoad matchup tremendously.
Yeah.
And then I just knew I could set up a big Yveltal, and he didn't draw very well either. So both of those games went into my favor pretty well.
That's pretty sweet. Now, you said, I mean, obviously you don't play any Garbodor, but was there ever a game that you kind of wanted Garbodor or not really?
The only thing I could really think that I wanted Garbodor against was probably Crobat. And that did end up hurting me because in the Swiss rounds, my one loss was to a Landorus Crobat deck.
Okay.
So yeah.
Even with the Toads, it didn't help that much.
Yeah, I lost both games because he knocked out a Jirachi with the Crobat and Landorus, so there wasn't much I could do there.
Yeah,
that's how that goes with Landorus. So you kill Jirachi like every single game you can.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
So it can hurt against if you expect a lot of Landorus Crobat, but other than that, not really much you need it for, I don't think.
Okay. Now you played 2 Headringer. How crucial were those cards?
The Headringers were really clutch against a lot of decks. Like, if the Seismitoads ever broke lock, I got to put a Headringer on whatever they were thinking about charging up. Or if against the Landorus it did help in the one game, I needed it. And it never really hurt me for any reason. Sometimes I wished it would have been an Enhanced Hammer, because I can get that off of Nani-X's. But it worked out pretty well. So
Okay, that's pretty sweet. Now you played 3 energy switch. Was there any moments you double energy switched and Eva balled for a poop ton of damage?
Yeah, all throughout the finals you could see Energy Switch being used really well. If you go back and watch those games. It didn't really help much against the Toad decks, and there were a lot of those.
Yeah.
But other than that, it always helped when I just needed to get another energy to just make plays. It was really good.
Okay.
I'm glad I take those out.
Yeah, I mean, I know most Darkrai decks aren't playing them anymore, but it seems really good when you have them in there.
Yeah.
Alright, so, Brad, so we see that you play a lot of different tools. Which was your favorite tool overall?
Either Hard Drum or Focus Sash. Probably Focus Sash, actually. Just because being able to set up a Primal Groudon with a Focus Sash means they cannot kill it. I don't think there's anything in the format that can kill it at that point. And, well, if you're able to...
I guess a Crobat. Well, no.
You have to Crobat and one-shot it with something, and there's the decks that play Crobat cannot one-shot it.
Exactly.
So they it's almost guaranteed to take at least 1 or 2 prizes. So if you're able to trade 4 prizes for 1 Groudon every time, you're gonna win those games. And then if you can leave the Focus Sash, they don't one-shot it. They'll put some damage on it. You can scramble switch into the other Groudon, use the Masquerain to put the Focus Sash on the new Groudon. The other Groudon on the bench is safe because they can't Lysander it. You're not going to bring it up with an Escape Rope if they play it. And so you're just able to bring it up again and take 4 more prizes with that Groudon. So being able to do that play a lot was great. And I did that against so many opponents. Any Yveltal deck I played against that I pulled that off on, I just won.
Okay. And for those who don't know, Focus Sash does get discarded.
If it gets activated.
Yeah, if it does, yeah. I had.
And it was actually really cool too because I was playing against a Night March player, and he didn't need to kill my Masquerain, but if he killed my Masquerain, it was going to be annoying for me, and so I attached the Focus Sash to the Masquerain. Now, it doesn't actually work on the Masquerain, but because it was there, he chose to Lysander up the Landorus instead of the Groudon or the Masquerain, thinking that it was going to survive. So that was really, really helpful for me. But, that's kind of a play that's not going to happen very often.
Okay, now, did you purposely put the Focus Sash on there, or did you not know that Focus Sash protect the Masquerain?
Well, in all honesty, at the very beginning of the day, I didn't know it didn't work. But at that point that I knew, I put it there just to be like, if it gets discarded, I don't care. But if he doesn't know that it doesn't work like that, then it's going to help me out a lot. And he didn't know, so it helped me out a lot.
Yeah, regionals, I didn't know that Focus Sash got discarded. So game 1, I'm playing against a Gardevoir deck, and he kills my Focus Sash, and he's like, "Let's get discarded." I'm like, "No, it doesn't." And I read the card for the first time, and I'm like, "Oh crap, I do have to discard it."
Yeah, that was kind of annoying for me too, because I didn't know it got discarded either. So I was like, "Wow, dude, whatever I put active can just use the Focus Sash, and I can bring it on something else, and that's broken."
Yeah.
But yeah, it does get discarded, which it's kind of bad, but still a really good card.
Yeah, true. Alright, so how good was the 1 Muscle Band? Did that really help out or not really?
Actually, yeah, there was against any deck, I played against decks with Empoleon, so I don't even, Purplup or whatever, Spritzees, Trubbish, any little thing like that I was able to one-shot with Landers using Strong Energy and the Muscle Band, anything with 60 HP or below. Or there was even a situation where I was able to attach multiple Strong Energies in the Muscle Bands to the little baby Landorus and one-shot some stuff.
Oh.
So it was good as a one-of, but since I don't play Fighting Stadiums, Landorus EX or anything like that, I don't need it. And you definitely do not need it for Primal Groudon. So I don't know. I might change it to a Silver Bangle to do some cute stuff with Manectrics and Darkrai's, but for the most part, I liked it. I liked it as a one-of.
Okay. Now, y'all both played Lysander Trump card. How good of a card was that overall?
For me, it was amazing because I would burn through my deck pretty decently with like Scorched Earths, and there were a lot of times like I didn't play any switch cards besides Scramble Switch. So anytime I had to use the Scramble Switch, I immediately would try and like use the trump card to get it back. And since I played 6 stadiums, but that's still sometimes they get discarded or whatever, or you prize a few. So being able to use it to get the stadiums back was always nice. And there were so many times where I would just have like everything I need. And so I'm able just to play a supporter for the turn just because I can. I don't need to like Sycamore to try and find something. I don't need to end their hand away. So I'll just play the trump card to get anything I had back. And since, if they're getting their lasers or hammers or any stuff like that back, I do not care because I have the broken barrier. So I liked playing it a lot. And then, against like Night March, Flareon, just in case, you can trump card them back, and hopefully they're able to not get what they need immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I played trump card mainly because I didn't play against any Night March and Flareon decks, but I expected to play against a ton of them. So going into the tournament, I thought I definitely needed it so that I could use it to draw all the Pokemon back in and then maybe use a Seismitoad to attack them. So that way they couldn't rediscard them. But I didn't end up playing against any of them. The one time it did actually help me in the tournament was I was playing against a metal deck, and my opponent used like 2 Battle Compressors, and then he had 3 Bronzors on his bench, and he's getting ready to start using Bronzong's ability to attach a bunch of energy.
Yeah.
And I attached a DC to my Seismitoad, and then I used the trump card on him, and he was just devastated. I think the next game, actually, I attached a Seismitoad. I started with Seismitoad again, and then I attached a DCE onto it, and he just rage quit. He just didn't even want to play Seismitoad a second game.
That's so...
And that was day 2.
Now, did he actually, like, with his metal deck, was it like Aggron, or was it more like Cobalion and stuff?
Yeah, I still see a lot of Aegislash and a mix of Aegislash and Dialga decks. Those are still pretty good.
I mean, sorry, I meant Aggron, not Aegislash.
Yeah.
Which one?
No.
I was asking which metal deck did he play, sorry.
Yeah, it was a mix of like Aegislash, Mewtwo, and Dialga.
Did he
and
play
of course
any Cobalions?
No, I didn't see Cobalion in his deck.
Okay, that makes sense that he kind of like rage quit there.
Yeah.
Alright, so y'all went to the same state this weekend. Are y'all going to any more tournaments together or anything?
Yeah, we might be going to Mississippi this weekend. Pretty likely.
Yeah, we just booked the hotel going to Mississippi, so we're definitely going to that.
Okay.
I think you need to pre-register for that.
Probably.
Nah, it's okay. Don't pre-register. And what about the fourth or third weekend, whichever way you're looking at it.
Well, Louisiana's really close to us, so we'll go to Louisiana most likely. But the third week, the closest is like Iowa or something.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
sure. Yeah, I understand that. That's
so
awesome.
probably not.
Okay, all right, sweet. So where you're at championship point wise right now?
I'm at 360, and
You're looking to stay in the top 32, right?
yeah, I only care about top 32.
I'm at 457 right now, so I'm looking to stay in the top 16 for points and try and get that trip to Nats, and then hopefully on to Worlds. Maybe I'll get to skip day 1 there. That'd be really awesome.
Do any of y'all have like world points from last year, or?
Nope, I didn't go.
I've never done good at Worlds, even as a senior.
Okay, so do y'all talk any more about your regionals experience or anything?
I think, unless you have any more questions, I think that's pretty much the gist of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. So next week, has there any decks that like piqued y'all's interest that y'all might want to test or might switch over to?
Kyogre.
Yeah, definitely.
I just built it a little while ago and wanted to play around with it. Like, I was ready to play Toad Slurpuff last weekend, and then I played the Primal Groudon. So since Primal Groudon did a lot of work and people weren't really expecting it, or at least didn't really know how to play against it, same thing would go more so for Primal Kyogre. So I definitely want to try it out and see how it plays out.
That deck seems really scary to play against when you can get like a turn 3 Primal Kyogre and just be doing 150 and all sorts of, and like setting up your Secret Sword Keldeo.
Yeah, and I think it beats Toad, and I'm pretty sure it would beat like Groudon decks.
Oh yeah.
Because if it becomes big, but they both still have kind of the same weaknesses.
Yeah, I just did an interview with Kevin. He said that he likes Kyogre way more than Groudon, which like really surprised me.
Yeah, because he played Groudon before too.
Alright, okay, here's a question. So, what was y'all's deck's worst matchup and best matchup? Like, it doesn't have to be tournament-wise, it could be just overall.
Virizion Genesect is definitely the worst. And the best is definitely Seismitoad. Just quad Seismitoad.
I don't really like to play against the Landorus Crobat decks just because Hawlucha is really strong, but other than that, I can't think of anything I'm especially afraid of with the Darkrai deck.
Mm-hmm. Now, what do you want to play against? Oh, you said you want to play against that Landorus Bat deck?
Doesn't want to play against Landorus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What's the one you want to play against, though?
If I were to choose any matchup I could play probably a bunch of times in a row, it'd be Seismitoad. Just because I run the Keldeo EX, I run the Baby Yveltals. I'm not I play a lot of trainers, but I'm not reliant on them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a huge deal if I get item locked. So definitely, I like playing against the Seismitoad decks.
Okay. Now, do you want to give any shoutouts or anything?
We're on a team together, and it's only us on the team, so...
Just y'all two, nobody else?
Shout out to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that secret team nobody else is allowed to be on.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Well, thanks for doing this, and good luck on y'all's rest of your tournament.
Thanks, MD,
thank
man.
you.
Alrighty, bye.